The following is a presentation of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. This is where the dogs play.
Shakes and bakes, drives, high kick off the glass, blocked at the rim. Oh, nasty block.
You got to be at your very best every night.
Driving one-handed, pulls up for a three at the horn. Oh, yeah! And a two-handed monster dunk down the lane. Alley-oop, oh, yeah!
Welcome to the Grindhouse Killer Burgers Bulldog Courtside Show. Live fast, eat well with Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Now to courtside along with Chuck Dowdle. Here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Hi again, everyone, and welcome to another night of Georgia Bulldogs basketball. Tonight from the O'Connell Center in Gainesville, Florida, as Georgia visits the Florida Gators. Last season, the Dogs ended one of their longest road losing streaks when they beat the Gators here on this floor for the first time since 2002. That ended a 14-game losing streak. It'll take another massive effort like that to produce the same result tonight. This year's Georgia team arrives in the Sunshine State with a record of 10-18 overall, just 1-14 in the SEC. The Bulldogs have lost 9 in a row and 13 consecutive conference games. Georgia's last 3 games have come down to the final possession, but the Dogs have yet to secure a win. Florida has reversed its course after a 1-3 start in conference play. The Gators have won 8 of their last 11 in the league and are currently on a 5-game win streak. It's Georgia and Florida for the 219th time in this basketball series. The Bulldog Courtside Show is brought to you by Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Live fast, eat well with Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Chuck Dowdle's dressed for the occasion. He's wearing his alligator shoes tonight. He joins me next on the Bulldog Sports Network.
This is where the dogs play.
Shakes and bakes, drives, high kick off the glass, blocked at the rim. Oh, nasty block.
You got to be at your very best every night.
Driving one-handed, stuff, reverse three and good. He faked him out inside, no look, fish and goal. Pulls up for a three at the horn. Oh, yeah! And a two-handed monster dunk down the lane. Alley-oop, oh, yeah!
Today's coverage of Dogs basketball is brought to you by Piedmont Healthcare, the official healthcare provider for the Georgia Bulldogs. Barbasol, here's a no-brainer. Barbasol is making razors. Try the Barbasol Ultra 6 Plus today. And by State Farm, here to help life go right. Talk to an agent at 800-STATE-FARM. Now to courtside, along with Chuck Dowdle, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
We will get it back to Exactech Arena in just a few moments. Cabell Philpott with you once again here inside the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios with your starting lineups tonight as Georgia getting set to tangle with the rival Florida Gators. For the Georgia Bulldogs, Turtle Jackson gets the start tonight at the guard position along with Jordan Harris and Christian Harrison. Down low for the Dogs, Nick Claxton and Derek Ogbede. For the Florida Gators, they come into this ballgame 17-11, 9-6 overall in SEC play. Andrew Nimhard, Kevon Allen, and Noah Locke at the guards. The forward, Keontae Johnson, and the center tonight wearing number 13, Kavarius Hayes for the Gators. The Dogs tonight, 10-18 overall, 1-14 in SEC play. Georgia and Florida tangle. When we come back, the tip-off comes your way next on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Welcome back to the O'Connell Center in Gainesville, Florida. Starting lineups being announced in a darkened arena. Won't dampen our spirits, however. It's time for our keys to the game presented by Ford. Elevate your game with a new Ford F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. Here's the one and only Chuck Dowdle with our keys to the game. Chuck.
Well, Scott, I was looking back. It's hard to believe it. When we played these guys in January, we played 14 players. Now, our bench has shortened considerably since then. But we played 14 against them back in January with a loss in Athens. And out of 14 guys, we had only one player scoring double figures and that was Derek Ogbetti with 10. So we got to get more points out of fewer players tonight, and that's the first key. We got to get more out of less, but our less, I think, is playing pretty well right now, and I expect that, particularly after hearing your talk with Coach about perhaps getting Hammonds back on the floor. Second, remember this, we're best when we cut and move. So often, and on offense, we end up standing around. We get in that habit of letting our feet, sink into quicksand. We got to move on offense, and we got to make cuts to the basket. And when we do that, we're pretty tough to control on offense. So we've got to get that done secondly. And then third, look, we got to own the glass. We out-rebounded Florida in Athens back in January. But even with that, we lost by 10. So to beat them here with this crowd and this arena, whereas you've documented earlier, we have struggled to do up until last year, well, we're going to have to control the glass. We got to get second chance points, and we got to get some points from behind the arc.
And you mentioned Hammonds, and he is dressed tonight, and he is not wearing a boot. He's actually wearing 2 sneakers.
I watched him.
So that's good. That's a good start, right?
Listen, that's the place.
And he went through warm-ups.
He went through warm-ups, and I watched him carefully in warm-up. He had a great attitude. He was laughing, smiling, carrying on with his teammates, and I did not see him not take part in anything that the rest of the guys were doing. Now, look, if you just think he's going to step out on the floor and play, look, he hadn't had a chance to practice. He's probably lost a little bit of conditioning even in the week or so that he's been out. So that's going to affect him. We're going to have to kind of pick up his end again tonight. But if we can just get him back out on the floor, that's one of those can't hurt, might help.
And as Coach Crean told us, it's kind of up to him in this situation. He took a seat third from the end of the bench, so he's certainly not in the starting lineup tonight. And right now he's not up close to the end of the bench where the coaches sit. So he's way down at the end. So we'll see if he's able to get into this ball game. Tonight's tip-off brought to you by Northside Hospital Atlanta. Georgia in their road reds tonight, tops and bottoms. In Florida, the home whites. Kavarius Hayes in the center circle for the Gators. 6'9" senior center from Live Oak, Florida. Nicholas Claxton in the center circle for the Dogs. A 6'11" sophomore from Greenville, South Carolina. Our officials tonight, Pat Adams, John Hampton, and Owen Short. Teams are ready to go. Both teams with their 5 players on the floor. Georgia with Turtle Jackson, Jordan Harris, Christian Robinson, Derek Ogbetti, Nicholas Claxton. The Dogs will control the tip. Turtle may have kind of twisted an ankle or something on the opening tip. Johnson's pass is tipped on the entry and stolen on the baseline by the Dogs. Jordan Harris came away with a loose ball, but we tipped the entry pass from Nimhard.
What a difference he has made in recent weeks to the Dogs.
Jordan Harris has been very good. He's on a pretty good hot run here over the last 4, 5, 6 games. Handoff to Harrison on the wing, curls to the top of the key at the foul line, skips it on the wing to Turtle. He drives the baseline, floater with 7 on the clock, goes good. First points for the Dogs go to Turtle Jackson and a 2-pointer. 2-0, Georgia lead. And he's been good from 3 too, well over 40%. Ogbetti with a baseline spin move by Hayes, and gets to the glass and lays it up and in.
If you're a big man, one of the things they teach you early on in your career is a drop step. And that was a drop step that was executed as well as you will ever see one.
Dogs with an early 4-0 lead, just a couple of minutes gone.
That mismatch, now you got Hammonds and Ogbetti out of the game.
4-4 contest, Dogs with the ball. Christian Harrison off the left wing, across to Harris. Top of the key, it goes to Clax. He looks left, now dribbles right on the wing. Backdoor feed to Harrison, and a one-handed jam as he left the block on the right side and dunked it with one hand. Gators for 3 quickly on the left wing by Harrison. Layup won't go. Rebound on the weak side by Jordan Harris is knocked out of his hands, picked up by Christian Harrison. Dogs have the possession in front court left from our vantage point. Turtle handoff on the wing to Claxton. He's matched up with Johnson right now. Keontae Johnson at 6'5". They switched defensively.
Boy, look at him collapse.
Boy, they did. 3 guys collapse. Give it out to Harris. He goes along the baseline, jams it with a left hand.
And the reason that space was there for him to do that was because all the Gators were paying attention to Nick Claxton. They all collapsed on him when he got the basketball.
2 dunks by the Dogs in the ball game. One by Christian Harrison, one by Jordan Harris, excuse me, and it's 8-4. Georgia by 4. Easy putback. 10-6. Georgia by 4 with the ball. Claxton in the backcourt now into the front side to Turtle Jackson. He'll be guarded by Kayvon Allen. Dribble handoff on the left wing to Jordan Harris. Short bounce pass to Claxton in the circle. Slides into the paint. Spins to Willridge. He'll dunk it from the baseline, and a blocking foul on the Gators, and they'll count the basket.
Oh, wow. What a break for the Dogs.
That's our Swifty Car Wash Express play of the game. The Claxton pass to Willridge. And he was attacking the basket with the dunk and getting fouled at the same time.
And you know what was the best part of that? Was the momentum and the force that Toe went up with, because, you know, so many times we'll see him go up softly. He went up with authority.
Look at this, Chuck. Ogbeady with 2, Claxton with 2, Willridge with 2, Harrison with 2, Harris with 2, Turtle with 2.
We're spreading it out.
You talked about that in your keys. We need... Feeds it into Claxton deep in the left corner, front court left. Crump's got the ball now across the top of the key. Now he heads down towards the baseline and gives it to Fagan. The freshman from Thomaston will feed Harris. Skip it into Claxton with 6 to shoot. Claxton back above the three-point line. Crump's got it with 2 on the clock. Pump fakes, fires, and scores! He pump faked, got Allen up, and then when Allen came down, Crump launched and scored the 3.
Allen was right in his face. That was a great shot by Tyree.
And that is brought to you by Scana Energy. That 3 by Crump, the first of the ball game. Maybe just his backside has been hurt.
Yeah, his pride, definitely his pride.
Yeah. Dogs with the ball in the front court with Fagan and Claxton and Turtle and Crump and Hammonds. Hammonds on the block trying to post. Fagan doesn't get him the ball. 7 to shoot. Crump's got it. Crossover. Works against Okaru into the corner. Claxton backs up behind the 3 and nails it with a second left on the clock.
You know the best part of that? He looked down to make sure that his toes were behind that line.
Well, those are big feet. You got to get all of it behind the three-point line. Claxton's 3 brought to you by Scana Energy. The lead grows to 10 for the Dogs. It's 18-8 with 10:48 to go in the first half. It's right of the circle, his first points of the ball game. And it's 20-19. The Gators have taken our 10-point lead and cut it down to 1. Dogs with 5:50 to go in the half. We need some points. Ogbeady in the post. On the block. Turn around. Lay in off the glass. Good, Derek. We've missed that since he's been in trouble
Derek
with
took it. He
fouls.
took it right to the hole. I mean, he was not going to be stopped.
He
that
said
time.
2 fouls be darned, right?
Have to play. Let's see if we can finish with better than a 1-point lead. Finish out this half strong.
Sideline out of bounds for the Dogs in the front court on the near side. Dogs go into their half-court set. 19 on the clock. Turtle over to Harris. Harris runs through traffic, kicks it out on the wing. Turtle's going to dribble and drive inside to Ngumeze. Fake on the baseline. 9 seconds to shoot. Pass out front to Harrison. Into the right corner to Jordan Harris. To Claxton. He slides under the basket. Dunks it from the left side.
Well, he did something I usually don't like to see, but it worked perfectly for him. That's he put the ball on the floor right underneath the basket, but it worked perfectly. He got free on the other side and just went up and dunked it.
Well, when he put it on the floor, he was moving too, so that helped him a little bit. He changed positions with the dribble. He slid under the basket to the left side and came up for the dunk. Had a little space on the shot. 24-21. Gators miss at point-blank range. Harrison bounce pass to Clax above the foul line. Puts it on the floor, drives, floater with a right hand. It goes! Yes, sir, and he's fouled. Count the shot, and he'll go to the line. Foul was on DeAndre Ballard for Florida, his first and the team's 5th.
And it's Jordan Harris trying to guard him. That's a mismatch, just size-wise.
6 straight points for the Gators, 34-27. Dogs yet to score in the early minutes of the second half. There we go. There's a Claxton dunk and the assist from the top of the key from Jordan Harris. And Claxton finishes with a strong 2-handed flush. He's got 14, and that quiets the crowd temporarily. It's 34-29, Florida. Before it. Oh, he gets it away from 3 red shirts, throws it into the corner. Turtle steals it. Ah, poetic justice. The Dogs with the ball, Crump on the right wing. Back to Turtle. Gives the signal, stands between the circles, calling the offensive play. 16-15 on the clock. Here in the second half, we're down 4 with the ball. Ogbede out front. Turtle looks to his left, keeps it on the right. Dribble handoff to Crump with 10 to shoot. Tyree to Harris. Swings the ball around, feeds Claxton, sets a screen. Harris falls out of bounds into the Georgia bench. Turnaround jumper in the lane from 8. Good for Big Clax with 2 on the shot clock.
Nick Claxton's got more ways to spin and get himself free in the paint, doesn't he?
2-point game now. Gators 34, Dogs 32. All of our scoring going to big number 33. He's got 16 tonight. Bombs away for the freshman Noah Locke to make it 39-33. That's his first 3 of the game. Gators with their biggest lead of the contest now at 6. 13:33 remaining. Dogs with the ball. Turtle Jackson. Corner of the lane. Goes into the corner for Claxton.
You,
3 ball. Nick Claxton. There's a Scana Energy 3 by Big Clax.
Well, it gives him
corner.
19, but we're still looking for points.
And the Gators, but Claxton has 19. And he's getting ready to inbound the basketball to Fagan. Gators with a little backcourt pressure now as the Dogs work it up left to right.
And here's unusual. Nick's got 19 points, still looking for his first rebound of the game.
That is unusual. He's like right at the top of the heap in the SEC, second in rebounding behind Gafford at Arkansas. Fagan, left corner 3, good! Ty with a 3 right in front of our bench. His first point of the night.
Here we go.
And he got 3 of them that time. The Dogs regained the lead 41-39. 11:26 to go in the ball game. Stepped across. Nembhard didn't really guard him tightly at the half-court line. Harris to Claxton above the foul line in the circle. Goes to his left to Woolridge. Dribble handoff on the wing to Harris. Skip it into Woolridge. Splits the D. Drives. Lays it in. Good. He got in deep. And a beautiful bounce pass in from Jordan Harris to Woolridge.
You know, Jordan Harris not scoring a lot tonight, but he's doing other things to help the team.
Dogs 43, Gators 41. 45-43, 7:25 remaining in the contest.
And we got Derek Ogbede back on the floor now, playing with 3 fouls.
Derek and Claxton double screen out front for Turtle. He doesn't use it. He still dribbles high on the left side. Still looking. Goes to Claxton. Lob to Ogbede just above the foul line. Over to Harris. 9 on the clock. Turtle shoots a long 2 left side. Banked it in off the square.
All right, they're going to check that. They're going to check it to make sure that was not a 3.
They credit 2 right now, but they will look at it.
Ducked under him.
Nembhard with his first second half field goal. And it's a 1-point Georgia lead, 49-48. Dogs in the front court. Cross-court passes from Harris to Jackson to Woolridge. Touch pass to Harrison. Reverse lay-in. Christian Good. Give the assist to Etorian. Senior to senior right there. That was beautiful.
And the Dogs cutting. Moving on offense and cutting. Cutting to the basket.
51-48. 4:26 to go of the court down here now. That's where Florida's got the ball right now. Hudson curls by Turtle. Flips it up from the right side. Won't go. Rebound. Georgia. They knocked Turtle down. They wanted traveling. No whistle. Dogs out of the pack. Here's Jordan. Crossover down the lane. Oh, that's goaltending.
Basket interference.
And that's the
call.
call.
There should be a foul, too. They ought to call a foul, too. There's definite basket interference. They call that, but he ought to be at the lane shooting.
Harris gets the basket. He's got 7. The Dogs extend the lead to 3, 53-50 with 2:51 to go.
You know, I ought to be just happy that
Florida.
they got the basket interference right.
Yeah, I get, they did. Know. All right, breaking the action again. 2:50 to play. Dogs with a 3-point lead over Florida here in Gainesville. It's Georgia 53, Florida 50. Hayes at the line for the Gators, and he does not get the bounce on the front end of the 1-and-1. It looked like it was going to fall in there, and it kicked off the left side of the iron. Dogs rebound, the miss by Hayes. Dogs with the possession and a 3-point lead, and 2:08 to go. Claxton has it, dribbles to the elbow, feeds it to Crump. Crump to Clax, to the basket. He's double teamed. Jump hook! look! Yeah, it settles in there.
Two possession game now.
Claxton with a career high 23 points to lead Georgia, who's up by 5, 55-50. Gator ball, 1:45 to play on their home floor. Jalen Hudson for three, good in front of the Gators bench. 2-point Georgia lead. Jalen Hudson with 13, his second three of the game.
All right, you can't get disheartened by that now, dogs.
55-53. Georgia still up by 2. Less than 90 seconds to go. Another fingernail chewer for Georgia. These finishes have been brutal. We haven't won one yet. Oh, Claxton with a spinning one-hander, good. Claxton with 25. They can't stop him tonight. 57-53, Dogs with 67 seconds left. Now 65 seconds. Gators with the possession. Hudson to Allen. They work above the arc. Here's Nembhard. He attacks into the lane, skids, puts it up and in, 4 feet in front of the basket. Good for the freshman, and Florida calls a quick timeout with 57.8 seconds to go in a 2-point game. 57-55. Dogs lead by 2.
Boy, I tell you what, if I'm Tom Crean now, I'm thinking about getting Derek Ogbeide back in there. Their last 2 baskets have come right down at point-blank range. And, you know, Nicholas, as good as he is, he can't cover all of that down there. Get another big man in there.
Claxton with a career best 25 points tonight on the road against the Gators. 9 of 12. I mean, literally, they have been unable to stop it.
Oh, yeah, he's been terrific. Thank goodness we've had him tonight. You know, and the amazing thing is, again, that we've been doing this the last 2 games without Rashawn Hammonds, you know, who's been, you know, for the majority of this season, our leading scorer.
Yeah, he played 5 minutes in the first half, has not seen the floor here in the second. In fact, Georgia has used, let's see, Turtle, Harris, Crump, Harrison, Wilridge, Fagan, Claxton, and Ogbeide here in the second half. The other, if I didn't mention their name, they haven't played here in the half. So it's a little bit of a smaller bench for Georgia here in this half, but it's been a good solid rotation tonight against a good Florida team. 57-55, right, Dogs by 2, and Georgia has
bringing
the ball.
Pressure now, full court pressure now by the Gators.
Wilridge to inbound to Turtle. Jalen Hudson will guard the inbound, now back up.
Yeah, they drop back.
Turtle into the front court right now, across the Gator head. 50 seconds to play, 22 on the shot clock. Harris has the ball to Crump. Boy, 3 would be big here, wouldn't it? Crump dribbles with his left hand, backs away from Nembhard. Claxton out to screen, look out. Timeout, Georgia. 11 seconds on the clock. In the middle of the play, we call time with 38 seconds to go in the game and 11 on the possession clock.
There was something there Tom Crean saw he didn't like. So he was right in. Tyree was right in front of him, and he was right in his ear, and he could get the timeout.
I was afraid when Clax was setting that screen over there, they were going to call it for an illegal one and give the ball back, but there was no whistle other than to stop play for the Georgia timeout. Dogs with tonight, Wednesday at home against Missouri, and then next Saturday at South Carolina. That's all that remains in the regular season before we hit the SEC tournament road to Nashville in a few days. Wednesday, by the way, senior night at home against Missouri. That's a 6:30 contest at Stegman Coliseum. And we got a bunch of seniors that are going to be recognized on Wednesday night. 6 of them, in fact. And that includes Connor O'Neal and Christian Harrison, the 2 walk-ons. Georgia with 11 to shoot. Sideline out of bounds, front court. Far side, Wilridge into Clax to Crump with 9 on the clock. Crump above the arc to Harris with 5 to shoot. Going to drive. Jordan to the rack. Yeah! It falls in there, hangs on the iron and goes. 27 seconds to go. Florida inbounds. Georgia 59, Florida 54. It's a 2-possession game with 21 seconds to go. Gators with the ball. Allen through the circle. Jump hook to the right side. Won't go off the iron. Rebound touched out by the Gators. Georgia ball.
Georgia basketball.
With 15 seconds to go. I don't know if our bench can believe this.
Well, I got to tell you, now they got a foul. And Georgia's in the 1-and-1.
59-55. Georgia by 4 with the ball with 15 ticks to go.
And you get your best free throw shooters on the floor now, and I'm not sure that shouldn't include Rashawn Hammonds. I want my best free. I got 15 seconds left. They've got a foul. They're down 4. I want my best free throw shooters out there.
Well, you're going to have Harris, and you're going to have Crump.
You're going to have Claxton.
And you're probably going to have Turtle. Those are all 75, 76% or better. Harris and Crump are over 80. Claxton has done a terrific job from the line tonight. He hasn't missed. He's 5 for 5. 15.1 seconds to go. Georgia trying to end a 9-game losing streak and 13 straight in the SEC. We haven't won since early January against Vanderbilt on January 9th, the only conference win by the Dogs this season. Well, we've been giving them a finish, Chuck, the last couple of weeks, but we haven't got over the top.
But you know, when you see a team play with this kind of character, and as Tom Crean has pointed out, their work ethic has been incredible, and just getting them to take it with them from practice into the games. And then, you know, when you're not having success, your confidence becomes fragile. I've said all along, all this team needs is to have something go right for them. And tonight, listen, and they've had to beat more than just the Gators tonight, in my opinion. But if they get out of here having done that, that will be something that's gone right for them, and something then that they can carry into next week at home, their final home game at Stegman this season against Missouri.
Officials, Chuck, are reviewing the video monitor across the way. It may be a clock issue, but while they take a look, we'll tell you that Barbasol is offering you a chance to score big when you join the new Barbasol Shave Club. Grab your premium starter kit for just $6.99 today with code BASKETBALL at barbasol.com. Game on.
Well, I hope that that's what they're looking at, and that they're not looking to see who the ball was off on. They are looking for.
Cabell tells us they're looking for possession. They had awarded the ball to Georgia after that scramble on the left end of the floor. But Pat Adams and John Hampton are looking at the video monitor across the way.
If they go back and change that call, I got about 6 more I want them to go check.
All right, they've taken the headset off. It's going to be Georgia's ball. So they reviewed it. It's the Dogs' ball with 15.1 remaining in regulation. 59-55, Georgia with a 4-point lead. We come out of the huddle with Turtle Jackson, Nicholas Claxton, Tyree Crump, Jordan Harris, and Etorian Woolridge. You got 1, 2, 3 guys shooting over 80%.
Well, and you see
another at 76, and another guy who's 5 for 5 tonight.
And the two they want to get it to are either Jordan or Tyree here on the inbound.
We'll run out of a stack. Woolridge looking. Throw it into Turtle. He covers it up. 3 guys surround him. They try to tie him up. They whistle a foul instead. 2 seconds tick off the clock. Seventh team foul on the Gators with 13 seconds to go.
All right, Dogs are
going to be a 1-and-1.
Dogs are in that position where we've been in so many times where, you know, look, Florida could still win this game, but Georgia's got to help them.
Foul was on Hudson. That was his first. And Turtle at the line for the first time in the ball game tonight. Front end of the 1-and-1. 76% this season, 23 of 30 for the senior from Athens. The right-hander with a long look. The free throw is right through the heart.
Wow.
Good.
That didn't touch any. That barely touched the bottom of the net.
That's our favorite part.
That is.
When it goes through the bottom of the net. 60-55 with 13 seconds to go. Turtle can make it a 6-point lead. Here's the bonus free throw. In the air. Rolls in there good.
How about that?
61-55.
13 seconds.
Gators with the ball. Clock ticks. Allen pushes off Harris. No whistle. Into the front court to Hayes. Over to Nimhard. 6 to play. 5 to play. Allen deep 3. 3 in and out. No good. Hayes. Dogs are going to win. Hayes got the rebound. Allen at the horn. Misses a 3.
How about
and Georgia has won back-to-back on the road.
Look at the Dogs with the chomp. Look at the Dogs with the chomp. They took a big ribbing from this Florida student section when they came out on the floor, but they are enjoying this victory. How about that? No Yante Maton miracle tonight, and we still get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, the leather lungs of the Rowdy Reptiles are unheard from behind us tonight. So they're going to slither on back to their swamp, and the Dogs are going to celebrate a 6-point win, 61-55. Georgia wins back-to-back in Gainesville for the first time since Jim Herrick was the head coach at Georgia in 01 and 02. 61-55. Dogs go on the road and end their losing streaks. Second win in the SEC. They end 13 straight losses in conference play, which, by the way, was the longest in school history. And we end a 9-game losing streak overall. Georgia now with a record of 11-18, 2-14 in the league.
And you know the best thing, I don't have to hear from you at halftime that we are 0-17, 0-15, 0-16,
We are
0-17.
now 1-17 when trailing at the half. And we're going to get to talk to Nicholas Claxton. We haven't talked to one of our players in a long time.
Yeah.
Clax is going to television. We're going to get Jordan Harris. All right, we'll take either one of you guys. Jordan, congratulations, my man. Great job by you guys.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, my man. Appreciate it.
Tell us how you got it done.
Just competing, relentless, being, tough. We tried to get in there. Obviously, they got a lot of rebounds on us, so second half we just had to come out here and defend the three and rebound the best we could.
Did you want to slow the game down? Was that in the thought process at all, or did you just play that way?
Yeah, it just somehow, played that way. Obviously we like to run, but, we got to do whatever it takes to win. And then they tried to speed us up, try to get us late in the shot clock, but we were smart, and we took care of the ball at the end, and the rest took care of itself.
Jordan, you've been scoring so many points in recent games, and the scoring early on wasn't going for you.
Yes, sir.
But you started, it looked like you thought, okay, that's not working. I'll do other things here to help.
Yeah. Just me being a versatile player, I always knew I could do a lot of things on the court. And to be honest with you, I never even, scoring is not the first thing that comes to my mind, honestly. I love to rebound. I love to defend, and because that's the things that, a lot of people don't want to do. And me being a guard and being from where I'm from, I'm tough. I like doing the dirty work.
Yeah, you know why they don't want to do it? Because it's hard work.
It's hard work. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most definitely.
So iron sharpens iron.
Yes, sir.
And Iron City sharpens the Dogs.
Most definitely.
How about that?
Iron City, baby.
Jordan Harris, great job tonight by you and your teammates, bud. Congratulations on this one.
And before you go, Jordan, listen, you guys had come so close, and then so close, and then so close to finally get that taste of success, to get over that hump.
Yeah.
Will this now put a little spark in this team down the stretch?
Like Nick is my roommate today on this trip, and I was telling him last night, I was like, we got momentum, bro. We playing real good ball, but we don't have that winning momentum. So we got to get some wins so we can have that winning momentum. If you get playing right at the right time, everything else will take care of itself. And, tonight was huge for us. We really needed this win.
Well, congratulations. And how has Coach Crean been through this losing streak?
Oh, he ready for the next one. He ready for who we play next.
Missouri.
He ready for that already. He ready. He want to keep going. And,
y'all take some time and enjoy this one, okay?
Yes, sir. But Coach Crean, he been the same guy. He still coach each and every one of us hard every day. And he treat me just like he treat Clax. He treat Clax just like he treat Christian Harrison. He treat all us the same, and he just wants us to keep improving and gain confidence and obviously win ball games.
Jordan, thanks a lot for visiting with us.
Yes,
Congratulations.
Keep
it up. We'll see you on Wednesday against Missouri.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Nice job, bud.
I'll see you on the plane.
All right. Yes, Jordan Harris with us here post-game. The Dogs a winner 61-55. Our IBEW player of the game, will go ahead and tell you that. He's just to our left on television right now, and that is Nicholas Claxton, who had a career-high 25 tonight.
Well, I was glad it wasn't Dave Neal.
9 of 12. Him too. We'll throw him in as well. 9 of 12 from the floor. He was perfect on threes, 2 for 2, and perfect from the foul line. And he finally got a rebound, Chuck. He had 1 rebound, 25 points, and is our IBEW player of the game. Dogs win it on the road, beating in an upset, knocking off the Florida Gators 61-55. Stay tuned now for our post-game coverage. It's brought to you by Aaron's and by Regions, who is helping Bulldog fans take their next step. Regions has awarded nearly $1 million in scholarships and hosted over 400,000 financial education workshops. If you've got a goal, get a game plan at regions.com/next step. Regions is the official bank of the SEC. Postgame also brought to you by Aaron's, where you can lease to own top brands in furniture, electronics, and appliances with no credit needed. 61-55, Dogs a winner over the Gators on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Back here in Gainesville, Georgia winner tonight, 61-55. Here on the Regions Aaron's postgame locker room report. We'll hear from Coach Crean coming up in just a few moments. You know, some things are bigger than banking, like cheering for the Dogs every game day. Whether it's a celebratory selfie or a photo on campus, you can turn your favorite game day moment into a Regions Your Pick Studio Visa debit card. Order your card at regions.com/yourpickstudio. Regions is the official bank of the SEC. Our post game also brought to you by Aaron's, leased to own top brands in furniture, electronics, and appliances with no credit needed at Aaron's. All right, let's give you our final game stats. They're sponsored by Northside Hospital Atlanta. Georgia 61-55 winners tonight, and we'll start at the top. Nicholas Claxton, 25 points, a career high for the 6'11 sophomore. He was 9 of 12 from the floor. 2 for 2 on threes, 5 for 5 from the line. Only had 1 rebound for the SEC's second leading rebounder, but he had 2 assists, 3 block shots. He's got 70 of those on the year, and 2 steals in 35 minutes and 25 points to lead all scorers in this ball game. Second high scorer tonight was Jordan Harris, who had 9. He had 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal in 38 minutes on the floor. Etorian Wilridge was 3 for 3 from the field. He had 6 points in the ball game. Didn't get a rebound tonight. Georgia was out-rebounded, by the way, by 9, 30-21. Only 2 offensive boards by the Dogs tonight, but they got it done in other ways. The rest of the individual scoring for Georgia, Turtle Jackson finished with 6. He was just 2 of 8 shooting the ball, missed both of his 3-point attempts, but made 2 big free throws there in the closing seconds of the ball game to help ice it. He had 4 rebounds and a couple of steals in this one tonight. Derek Ogbede finished with 5 points and 5 rebounds. Also had 5 turnovers in the ball game as well. And Christian Harrison had 4 points and 5 rebounds. Tyree Crump had 3 points and a rebound. Ty Fagan off the bench finished with 3 points. Georgia shoots 56% of the ball game. 4 of 10 on threes, 11 of 14 from the foul line. We had 15 turnovers, survived that. The Gators got 16 points off our 15 turnovers, and we were able to squeeze out a 6-point victory over Florida, who shot just 37% in the ball game. Kayvon Allen was rough tonight, just 1 for 10 shooting the ball. He's our leading scorer. Tonight he only had 5 points. He was 1 for 6 on threes. He had 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 turnovers in 35 minutes. Dogs win it 61-55, outshoot Florida 56% to 37%. So Georgia, a winner. The streak is over. 9 in a row by the wayside, 13 straight in the conference by the wayside. Dogs get it done tonight and improve to 11-18, 2-14 in conference play. We go home to host Missouri Wednesday night. That's senior night in Athens. 6:30 start at Stegman Coliseum. We hope to see you there. That's going to do it for this portion of the Aaron's Regions postgame locker room report. When we continue, we'll hear from Coach Tom Crean, and we'll hear from Cabell Philpott. He's in the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios as well. One more time, because it sounds so good. Georgia 61, Florida 55. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield IMG College and JMI Sports under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Georgia. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Georgia, Learfield IMG College, and JMI Sports. Announcers are provided by Learfield IMG College and JMI Sports and approved by the University of Georgia.
The Georgia Bulldogs victorious tonight at Exactech Arena in Gainesville. 61-55, Dogs beat Florida, and they will be in action at Stegman Coliseum for senior night this week coming up on Wednesday. A 6:30 tip-off against Missouri. Senior night at Stegman Coliseum. We will be on the air at 6:05, counting you down to tip-off of Georgia and Missouri on senior night for the guys at Stegman Coliseum. One of 2 games left on the schedule before the Dogs head to Nashville for the 2019 SEC Men's Basketball Tournament. For the entire broadcast crew, I'm Cabell Philpott saying good night, reminding you once again the final score from Exactech Arena. Georgia 61, Florida 55. Dogs on top.
You've been listening to the Locker Room Report, presented by Regions Bank and Aaron's on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Today's coverage has been brought to you by Regions Bank, the official bank of the SEC. By Aaron's, lease to own top brands in furniture, electronics, and appliances with no credit needed at Aaron's. Barbasol, here's a no-brainer. Barbasol is making razors. Try the Barbasol Ultra 6 Plus today. And by State Farm, here to help life go right. Talk to an agent at 800-STATE-FARM. The preceding has been a Learfield IMG College and JMI Sports presentation of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.